of God's holiness. Question 1. How manifold is the holiness of God? Answer. The holiness of God is twofold: communicable or incommunicable. Of his communicable holiness, the Apostle speaks. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 10. But he, for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Of his incommunicable holiness, that Scripture speaks. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 2. There is none holy as the Lord. Question 2. What is the essential and incommunicable holiness of God? Answer. It is the infinite purity of his nature, whereby he delights in his own holiness and the resemblance of it in his creatures, and hates all impurity. Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 13. Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity. Question 3. What is the first property of God's holiness? Answer. He is essentially holy. Holiness is not a separable quality in God as it is in angels and men, but his being and his holiness are one thing. Question 4. What is the second property of God's holiness? Answer. God is essentially holy, the author and fountain of all communicated holiness. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 8. I am the Lord which sanctifieth you. Question 5. What is the third property? Answer. That the holiness of God is the perfect rule and pattern of holiness to all creatures. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 16. Be ye holy, for I am holy. Question 6. What is the first instruction? Answer. That the holiest of men have cause to be ashamed and humbled when they come before God. Isaiah chapter 6, verses 3 and 5. And one cried unto another, saying, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. Then said I, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips. Question 7. What is the second instruction from God's holiness? Answer: that there is no coming near to God without a mediator, for our God is a consuming fire. Question 8. What is the third instruction from God's holiness? Answer: that holiness is indispensably necessary to all those which shall dwell with him in heaven. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 14. And holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. Question 9. What is the fourth instruction from hence? Answer: that the gospel is of inestimable value, as it is the instrument of conveying the holiness of God to us. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18. But we all with open face, beholding as it were in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit of the Lord. John chapter 17, verse 17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. Question 10. What is the last instruction from God's holiness? Answer: that all the despisers of and scoffers at holiness are despisers of God. For holiness is the very nature of God, and in the creature it is his represented image.